For it is written, the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with her blood. And I saw her sit upon a hairy beast, and she held forth a golden chalice full of the filthiness of her fornications. And upon her forehead was written, Behold, I am the great mother of harlots and all abominations of the earth.
And hello, welcome to Unequal Sequel. My name is Dave, and I'm one of two hosts of this very timely podcast.
Oh, and my name's Rich, and I'm the other host of this very timely podcast. Think of me as Groot to Dave's Rocket. He's small and very vocal, and I'm basically a tree.
That's a really good one, yeah. The premise of Unequal Sequel is very simple. We ask our guests their best ever sequel, their worst ever sequel, and finally their dream sequel.
And of course, we quite often drift off and just talk about life in general, sometimes movies.
Also should point out we do love to drop spoilers, so if you don't want us to ruin one of the films we mentioned about, just pause, drift forward a little bit, go to your shopping list. Remember, apples, guys, and then come back and it will all be fine. On today's episode, we are joined by Rosie Holt.
Rosie is a brilliant comedian. You may know her from her fantastic videos on social media where she pretends to be a Tory MP and answers questions in a hilarious way that also makes lots of people think she really is a Tory MP. Essentially, she's brilliantly funny. And you might also know her as one of the hosts of the Non-Censored podcast, which is brilliant and funny.
Yeah, so we're very excited to sit down with Rosie and chat all things sequels with her.
These are Rosie Holt's Unequal Sequels. Enjoy.
Before we get started, I always like to ask a little question. It kind of warms up the brain to get to the main questions. And the main little question is, can you remember the first sequel you got excited about?
I'm sure it wasn't the first sequel that I got excited about, but the first one I remember getting excited about was the Matrix sequel.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I was so looking forward to it, and then I've never been so disappointed. Oh my God.
I think it's a running theme there.
I remember going to the cinema. I was so, oh God. Sorry, I'm just being transported back. God, it was tragic.
This is what we do.
Oh, awful.
How old were you, if you don't mind asking?
I think I was at uni. I think I was about 18, 19, something like that.
Right. Yeah. And you seen The Matrix in 1999 and it blew you away, did it? Or...
Blew me away. I was like, what an incredible film. It's the best thing I've ever seen. And then the sequel, so excited. The sequel was just like some sort of S&M costumed rip-off. And then it seemed like every plot hole, someone would go, oh, wait, if we open this door to another realm, that'll get us to the next bit of the plot. Where I guess there was that in the first film, you just didn't really notice it because it was much better writing and everything. And yeah, it was sad.
They basically took everything that everyone liked from the first film and went, oh, we're going to do none of that.
Yeah.
Almost on
so
purpose.
Upsetting. And do you remember there was that silly bit where Monica Bellucci goes, oh, you can have the answer if you kiss me. And you're going, what is this? What, are we watching some kind of teenage soap? What's happening?
I hate that whole scene.
So stupid.
The Frenchman.
Yeah.
No. Haven't seen any of the other sequels since.
So you said you were what?
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Okay, we have to go into that in a minute. So the first showing you went to, was it an early showing or did you drag friends to go and see it?
I went with some friends. I can't even remember who I went with. I went with some uni friends. Actually, no, I think I do. I think I went with my friend Lisa Campbell, and I don't remember who else.
Yeah.
And it was very upsetting.
Was Lisa excited?
I can't remember. All
I
remember is my own pain. And disappointment.
And you've never seen any of the sequels?
No.
Following ones? So you've never closed out the trilogy?
No, it was too much for me. I was too distraught by the second one.
I mean, that's fair because they are a steady and rapid decline So it's probably fair that you've not watched the others.
I was quite excited about the latest one again because I thought, because the trailer was quite good, and you thought, maybe this is where they're just going to ignore the previous shit, and then the reviews said it was rubbish, and I thought, I can't do that to myself again.
Everything good was in the trailer, basically.
Yeah, no,
yeah, it made Rich really angry.
It did.
To be honest,
I was very upset.
it's upsetting.
We review sequels, and it's his lowest ever rating he's given a sequel.
Well,
I think it was 0, wasn't it?
Yeah. We rate our sequels out of 7 just because we like to be different and mess with people's rating systems. And 0. I think 0 was fair. No, I could have given it -1, but
Yeah.
I was really grumpy. I had a really bad back. I didn't want to be sat in a cinema seat, and it just made it all worse because it was awful.
But it's awful when you're sitting watching a film that's crap.
Oh, it was crap.
Yeah,
as well.
That's wrong. It's like when you eat a really bad cake, in that you suddenly care about the calories you're losing. Where usually, if you're eating a good cake, you don't even think about the calories. It's like watching a film in a cinema. You're thinking, I could be doing stuff with my time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the long ones.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's
Especially
over an hour and a half, then I'm out.
Do you know what I found a disappointing sequel? Sorry, we're not even going to get to the.
That is actually one of the questions here. We can
That's
save
all
it if you want.
We've got
a disappointing sequel.
Yeah, we've got a question about disappointing sequels coming up, so save it.
Yeah, I've got a really. It's only again. I'm sorry, it's horror themed and everything's horror themed.
That's okay.
But it is.
That is fine.
Just suddenly popped into my head about. I was really upset about how disappointing it was. I'll save it.
Are you a big film fan then?
I do really like films. I'm not, but I'd like to. I don't know if I'm a big film fan. I mean, I feel like I am, but I'm not because instead of watching films, I end up watching real shit TV that I get addicted to. Like I tend to get really addicted to bad TV shows that I have to see till the end, like the 7 seasons of them, and this often takes up valuable watching good films time.
I know,
but I do like a good film.
And sometimes going to cinema is just, it's outside. You have to go.
I love going to the cinema. Okay. It's so great. And I go to cinema on my own sometimes because I have no friends.
All the time.
We always do.
We always do.
Yeah, because otherwise you have to sort of like sync with people and they're like, I don't want to see this. And you go, no, I really want to see this film. I want to see it on the big screen. I don't need anybody. I'm not going to talk to you anyway.
Exactly. Are you talking to me all the way through a movie? Come on.
No.
And sharing snacks as well.
Yeah.
And then if they've got loud snacks.
None of that.
And then if you go with your partner and they don't really want to go anyway, they end up not enjoying it and ruining your delight of going to the cinema.
Yeah. No, sorry.
Were you a cinema goer when you were younger? Did you have a favourite cinema at all?
I grew up in Somerset. And we had there was a.
I was about to do an accent, but
don't. You're banned from accents.
I want to hear it now.
No, I can't. It will probably sound, I reckon, Scottish or
if you're lucky,
Australian.
If you're lucky, either way, it'll be offensive. So don't do it.
I'm not blessed with voices. And I'll go or something like that first.
Oh.
Stop it!
Oh,
Stop it!
No,
Stop
I don't.
it.
I just changed my mind. I don't want to hear it.
Okay. Anyway, Somerset.
Yeah. Then there was a cinema in Frome, and it was really cool because what they used to do was they'd have like a little interval where they'd play the music and then you'd go and get your ice creams.
Oh,
They
I
don't
love
do
that.
that anymore.
Magical interval.
I wish, especially with now films have got longer and longer. They really should put that back in.
Definitely.
Actually, they do that sometimes with the Prince Charles cinema, which is the best. Cinema.
Yeah, that is the best.
Yeah.
That is the best cinema. Last film I went with an interval was the Hateful Eight, and I was just in the middle of it. This interval, I thought, this is lovely. I can go to the toilet.
We needed one of the Batman, didn't we? That felt like it was forever.
3 hours.
Is that the latest one? I haven't seen that.
Yeah. Oh, it's long. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what put me off. Also, we have so many Batmans. There's so many Batmans now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's probably, I'd say, more bad ones than good ones.
I think. Yeah. No, I don't know. Maybe.
No, I think that.
What's your favorite Batman?
Oh.
What's the worst Batman?
The worst is
Batman
and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
The
but
George
do you know
Clooney one.
what? I do remember enjoying Batman and Robin. It's a long time since I've seen it, but I do remember enjoying it. I liked Bane. I thought he was great.
Yeah,
great character.
he sort of pumps himself up, doesn't he? Like
he's
a
not.
bicycle pump.
He's not quite Tom Hardy levels, but
No.
They're very different. No, the worst one I say is Batman and Robin, and the best one I think is Dark Knight, if I had to pick. But I've got a real soft spot for the Batman Forever with Jim Carrey.
Oh, really? I mean, I was gonna say, it's fun. I mean, I love the Tim Burton ones.
Me too.
I think
Yeah, they're
Batman
good.
Returns. No, even the first one. They're just really great.
Jack Nicholson, yeah, they're good films, those
They
are.
are, yeah, really good.
What about you? What would you say about the Batman films out of interest?
Well, as I say, I really love the Tim Burton ones. They're probably top for me. I did like all the Christopher Nolan ones, but I found the second one, the one with Heath Ledger. What's that one?
The
Dark Knight.
Rises, yeah.
I thought it was so good, but I was so depressed. I thought it was so bleak.
Yeah.
I couldn't get over how bleak it was. This is a superhero movie, and I want to kill myself. So I recognized it was really brilliant, and I thought it was great. But I also, it was like the kind of cinematic Batman version of Jude the Obscure. You know, it's just like, no.
Oh, wow. Well, this is going to go lovely. Just seeing where your scale is of films. That's what the first 10 minutes is all about. And then
So I feel like I'm really talking a lot of shit.
No, that's good.
I love
That's what podcast's all about, right? Nobody comes on here to not talk shit.
I thought you were going to say Batman and Robin was your favourite for a
Oh, I
second.
love Batman and Robin. No, I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Not even George Clooney likes Batman and Robin. Come on.
No. And he's so annoying, Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah.
So annoying. Oh, and the credit card and the bat
Oh,
nipples.
no.
And the
But
Uma
it does have
Thurman-
Bane, as we've established.
Does have
Rescues
Bane.
it.
It does. Yeah, it does have Bane. So, what's your best ever sequel?
My best ever sequel is, I think, Evil Dead 2. But as I sort of said to you when we talked about this before, I'm not sure it really counts because it's more of a sort of remake, isn't it?
It's got 2 in the title.
Yeah.
So it is technically a sequel.
It is. It's good enough for me.
But they've basically gone, let's do it again, just differently.
Yeah. We've got more money this time. Let's just make it a bit better.
Yeah. Which I kind of respect, really.
I appreciated it because I like the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
But I like it. When I was first watching, I was like, I wish this looks better. And then the second one comes along and it looks slightly better.
It's just nuttier and meaner, and yeah, it's great.
And funnia.
It is funnier, definitely, yeah.
Just a load of beanies as well. I finished it now. Don't need to eat anymore.
That's staying in.
That's right.
We're not editing that out.
Yeah. When did you first see The Evil Dead 2? How did that come across? Because a lot of people don't know about it. Or...
Well, so when I was a teenager, not very long ago.
Us too.
It was, that seems like yesterday because it was. No, when actually, no, I'm going to show my age with what I'm about to say. So when Film 4 first came out, they had different Film 4s. They had Film 4 Extreme.
Oh, they
just
did,
showed,
didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah. And it had Mark Commode like coming on and going, hi, this movie was revolutionary for its time. And he'd do a little spiel. And then it would show things like Driller Killer and Massacre at Central High and all these video nasties. So I first saw it then. I think I might have seen Evil Dead 2 before Evil Dead, but it really blew me away. I literally thought it was the best film I'd ever seen. It was amazing.
Was this like at 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah, I used to watch it with my brother. We used to watch all these things together. And I just thought it was bloody great. Amazing.
Amazing. Have you watched it recently on the big screen? Like you said earlier, you're a fan of the Prince Charles.
Yeah.
It's from London. Have you been able to catch it anywhere?
No, I'd love to see it on the big screen. I've revisited Evil Dead again. And Evil Dead, not Evil Dead again.
It's probably covered.
It probably is covered. And I kind of wish I hadn't watched it again because I think I'd really enjoyed it the first time, and actually it felt a bit more creaky now. But I don't think that's the case with Evil Dead 2 because Evil Dead 2 is such a sort of its own crazy style, and it's so funny and inventive.
Yeah.
It'd be
And
great
it
to
hasn't
see it
got
with
any
an
women getting
audience.
raped by trees, which is always a plus.
Yeah.
Always a
Yeah.
plus.
I've got to talk about the rape
Yeah.
bit in the first one because there's an extra on the DVD I have, and it's about this a horror woman's talking. He's like, and it's every girl's fantasy, and I was like,
What? What, getting raped by a tree?
I'm sure it's not.
Well, depends on the tree.
Oh, God. Evil Dead 2. So you watched Evil Dead 2 before? No. Which way round have you watched it?
I
So
think I
Evil Dead
might have
2.
seen Evil Dead 2 first. Yeah, I did. I saw it first.
And what did you think the one before was going to be? Did you think it was going to be a separate story, or did you research into it?
No,
and
I
be like,
think I knew it was sort of similar story, just with more people. I thought more people. That's great because he's on his own a lot in the Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
oh, Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah. as
There's
Ash.
no sort
Bruce
of
Campbell.
chainsaw for a hand, though, is there in the first one?
Oh, the first one is. I think that's the thing. It's lacking in terms of a lot
The
of things.
nuance, yeah.
Yeah, the nuance.
But it is a big like go to for like wannabe filmmakers. They always check out the Evil Dead films because like, oh, how do we do this? And Sam Raimi kind of showed them, but basically it's just putting Bruce Campbell through hell for like a month in
I mean, really putting
a
him through
cabin to
hell
the
as well.
woods.
That's not
nearly
yeah,
killing
yeah,
him,
pretty much.
to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did
do,
they kill him?
do you know any stories about
No.
it? Oh, yeah. Basically, everything he does, he basically had to do a lot of it for real.
Because they had
Oh
no
my
money.
God.
Yeah, had no money, so they'd drag him by his ankles with a car through the woods and stuff, and like,
Oh my God.
yeah,
Well, yeah, they
He
tied
is-
him to a plank and then just ran him through the woods.
Oh,
And
shit.
just-
He is brilliant though. I love Bruce Campbell. And
Yes.
I think that in Evil Dead 2, it's actually it's gonna sound silly. I feel silly saying this, but I stand by it. Actually a performance that's also got quite a lot of pathos to it. Like you really feel for him when he's crying over his girlfriend and it basically turns him human again. You know, so when
Yeah.
he sort of I was really moved. I was really sad.
I think he's a lot better of an actor than he gets credit for.
Oh, so me too. He's
Absolutely.
great. He should have. I mean, I know he's had a successful career, but I also feel he should have done better than he has.
Definitely.
I think he's great.
Yeah. I love Bruce Campbell. Have you out of interest watched the third one?
Yes, I have. I've only seen half of the third one, and I don't know why. Because it wasn't that I wasn't enjoying it, but I've only seen half of it, and I enjoyed it. But I think the second one just gets the right balance because the second one also I think is genuinely scary, or at least
It's generally scary. Yeah.
Well, the third one leans into the comedy more. It's not scary.
Absolutely. Yeah. They wanted to make it like a medieval, like evil Arthur the Round Table comedy film. It seems. But
Yeah.
The second one's just like balls to the walls, like cutting people's hands off, and the zombie things down the stairs when he gets pulled downstairs is just. It's scary.
It's scary, and also the way the kind of like where the camera's like go
Yeah.
sort of hones in on him. That what I found really scary about that is you go he can't escape. It just finds you.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go.
And that's the brilliance of Evil Dead 2 because they didn't have the money to have an Evil Dead. To be honest, they're like, we'll have the camera as the bad guy. What's your favorite scene?
I think it's when he is probably when he's shooting the hand in the wall.
Oh
And
yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
got you, and then it just like blood everywhere. I think I like that. But actually, that said, I also do, as I said to you, I like the sketch when he's crying over the scene where he's crying over a brooch of his girlfriend, and then he becomes human again. I thought that was really good.
You can't let go of this. Have you ever sat down and made someone watch it? Like they didn't know what it was.
No, I'm aware of doing that. I made my my flatmate watch Hellraiser again with me. I said you've got to watch Hellraiser. Love it. He did not, and actually the problem, it taints your watch of it if you sit with a film that you have a fondness for, and the other person's going, what is this absolute shit? It's
It
sad.
spoils it for you.
It's like Adam and Eve when they got naked. They realized they were naked.
It's like you're watching them for their reaction. If they're not laughing in the right
Yeah,
places,
okay.
you think, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
And then,
horrible.
especially if you're on a date and you're like,
Yeah, I was just going to say it's a good gauge for a date. Cinema's normally bad for a date, but if you take someone to watch a film you love and they don't love it, you're like, oh, no, well, this is going
I thought you
nowhere.
meant Evil Dead 2.
No, oh yeah, Evil Dead 2. That's great for a date. Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
We're gonna go straight to 11. Is it?
Should we go off to the woods and watch Evil Dead 2 in a cabin?
I'm surprised no one's done that as an experience, like secret cinema kind of thing.
Yeah. It's because people are wusses; they wouldn't be able to handle it.
I remember a few years ago there was
that's me, to be fair. I'm a wuss. I
I
wouldn't be able to handle it.
There was a film came out called The Nun, and the press screening of that they did it in a graveyard, and I was like, no, I've got no interest in that at all.
I think that's a great idea. I mean, The Nun didn't appeal to me because it looked rubbish, but I like the idea of putting a film in a graveyard.
One, it is rubbish. Do you like give into reviews? Do you read reviews before you watch them and stuff? How do you gauge?
Yes, I do, but I wish I didn't, because actually, some of the films I've really, really enjoyed is when I haven't read reviews for. Yeah. I think it's because I love the discourse about film. I love talking about film and I love reading about it. But actually, it's much better if you go and see a film cold.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it got amazing reviews, but I saw Parasite without having read anything about it. And I'm so glad I did.
Even if someone says, wait until the ending, you're like, well, now you're waiting till the ending.
Yeah.
If anyone hasn't watched Parasite, guys, wait till the ending.
Wait till the ending. But that film blew me away. And also because I just wasn't expecting where it was going to go. And it's insane. Yeah. But also there's films that haven't got great reviews that I've really enjoyed, and I've thought, I'm glad I didn't let this get tainted by some film critic changing my mind, my malleable, easily pulled mind.
Yeah, I'm a fool like that. I try not to read reviews. But... Yeah,
I think reviews are good to read. I like the best way to do it is to go and see a film and then read the reviews. So then you can enjoy the view, and then you can go, you're wrong. You know your own mind.
Yeah.
It's great, and it's not spoiling anything.
Dave, you're the malleable one, aren't you? You're easily convinced.
Well, right? I would say the massive film geek.
Whereas I'm way more belligerent than you are.
I used to.
This is what I think, and I will think it forever.
Read and watch everything I can get my hands on. In the last few years, I've kind of stepped away from that a little bit, and life is better. So when Evil Dead 2, when you saw it on Film 4, did you know anything about it previously? Had you been trying to watch it, or?
I don't think I knew much about it at all, because I don't think we had. Did we even have the internet then? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think we did. I don't think we had the internet then. So I didn't know what to expect. I was just like, oh my god.
There was always those rumours about video nasties though at that point.
Yeah.
There was like a list of things that were like, what was on it? Texas Chainsaw Massacre was on it.
And you watch half of them and you think, hey, well, this isn't that bad. Like
Evil Dead was on.
Evil Dead was like banned, wasn't it? And why?
But some of them are genuinely really nasty. Like to the point where you go, God, this is sort of like, well, of course, last house on the left is really disturbing.
Is it really bad?
It's really disturbing. Like, it's good.
Probably not going to watch that.
I think it is good, but it is just. It's just so
there's a lot of films upsetting. Like that. Straw Dogs as well was on there for a while, I believe.
That's so weird. I was thinking about I had a straw doggy dream.
Okay, it's a weird dream.
I know, it was really weird. I don't know why. It's quite revealing a bit too much about my psyche. Straw doggy dream.
Well, I had some weird dreams after one of your picks later, but we'll get to that one. You said earlier that Matrix 2 was proper disappointing, and then you're about to tell us another disappointing.
Oh, so, yeah.
Before we get onto your worst sequel, which, by golly.
Oh, yeah. We have to thank you for your worst sequel, by the way.
Yeah. What is been the most disappointing sequel you see? So it's not bad, it's just...
disappointing. So it's disappointing for me for a weird reason. Like not an obvious reason. So it was It Chapter 2. Because... I'll tell you. So I thought chapter 1 was brilliant, and I didn't think it wasn't that I thought it chapter 2 was bad. In fact, quite the opposite. I thought it had bits in it that were brilliant, but it was like they hadn't edited it, so it was just.
It was so long.
It was so long, and it had all this fluff in it where you just thought, I don't want to see this. I don't care about his sort of weird little nightmare-y adventure with Pennywise that doesn't go anywhere, that didn't make the cut of the first film. And so what made me angry about it is I thought this is so nearly a perfect film, because the casting was great, the scenes were great, it had some really scary moments in it, and then it ruined it by sort of bluffing it out with nonsense to the point that the beginning, for the first half hour, I was going, I'm loving this is brilliant. And then I got bored. I was so angry. I was so angry that I was bored, because I was going, this didn't need, all it needed was a decent editor, and I'd have gone away be going, oh my God, well, that was brilliant. That was like the first one.
Yeah. It's so bad when you think you'd have had a great film if you cut half an hour out.
Yeah.
I totally understand. I do.
I went to the press screening of that, of It Chaps 2 at the IMAX. I was checking the watch because I had to get my last train home. And at the beginning, before the film, they brought out the director. So they added like another half an hour before, bringing out the director. And then James McAvoy came out with Jessica Chastain. I was like, come on, guys, you've got to get off this stage. I've got to get a train.
Come on.
Yeah, it's nice that you're here, but fuck off. I had to run, got my last train home. I didn't appreciate it. It is so fucking long.
It's so long.
It's so long.
And you're really scared of clowns, though, Dave, right?
Yes, yeah. But I'm quite a fan. Have you seen the original It, the two-part TV series?
No, I never have.
Okay, so we're going to have to talk about the end. Spoilers. Were you surprised about the giant spider thing at the end?
Yeah, I mean, that was
in the first one, that's even worse than out of the blue.
Do they have? Because I know there's a child orgy in the book. Does that happen in the TV show?
That is not in the TV show.
No.
None of that stuff is in.
Stephen King. I haven't read it, but I've read a few Stephen King novels, and some of them they just go completely batshit at one point. You're going, what were you on? Well, cocaine.
Yeah. Everything. I think was
Yeah, I remember when that came out, the new films. I'm like, they left this out again. This scene. I was like, thank God, who knew that would be in there?
Yeah.
I think you should go check out the old one. It is quite funny, and Tim Curry
he's great
as Pennywise is fantastic, and that's where probably a lot of people's fear of clowns come from. The new guy is pretty freaky though.
Yeah, he's good. Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah,
he's good.
So you were a big fan of the first one. Disappointed by the second one.
It's really disappointed by the second one. It was just such an. I just felt it could so easily have been brilliant if they'd just got an editor in there. But instead, whoever's watching it going, but I do like the bit when he has that pointless little dream sequence with the clown, which doesn't go anywhere.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah,
so many of them. Too many.
Rich, have you watched these yet?
No, I'm just nodding along. Yeah. Not saying anything.
He's staying very quiet over there.
The first one I think is really good. I think the first one's really good. And the
first one's really good.
The second one is just it's like it's just a good film before it's been cut properly.
Yeah, the problem with the second one is that the kids are now grown up, so it's not as scary when adults go against Pennywise.
Yeah, I'd heard that. I've heard that quite a bit.
When it's the kids in the first one, you think, when kids are in peril, you're like, fucking hell, shit's getting real.
Stakes are higher, right?
And in the second one, like, I don't care if any of these bastards die.
They've lived their life. Screw them.
I mean, it's good casting between the adults and the children.
Yeah, but also it's because they don't stick with the adults. They go back. They go back with the flashbacks.
There's a lot of. They each get their own flashback,
and none of them are needed, because I get why they did it, because the kids were amazing. But also we know the flashbacks don't work because we know the kids are fine. We watched the first film. They're adults now. True. I don't need this extra bit of them running through a house getting scared.
Yeah, they're fine. They're here as grown-ups.
Yeah, they're here.
They've lived through it.
Where's the jeopardy? I'm like, oh God, it's going on for half an hour, this bloody sequence.
One dies, doesn't he?
Fuck off. But that's like when he's an adult.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Spoilers.
That's all right. We do a big thing at the beginning.
Yeah. We always warn about spoilers. It's an old enough film. It's fine. Like you should have watched it by now. I should have watched it by now.
Yeah.
You don't know which grown-up dies.
No, I don't. Yeah.
And also, of course, one of them's going to die. Do you know what I mean?
If none of them died,
in fact, don't even put a spoiler on that. People should know that.
The clown dies as well.
The clown dies.
Well, now you've ruined it.
I think he does. I think, but saying that,
I can't even remember. I can't even remember
yeah,
what happens.
It
to
made
the
a lot
clown.
of money. If they try and make a third one, they could keep going because
I've got to be honest, you're really making me want to watch it. So you're not. I'm lying.
Hey, it's got some things to say.
I'm going to watch it and cut it, and then I'm going to watch the cut version that I've made myself.
That's
and
a
then
good
I'll
All it
idea.
needs to do is lose an hour, and it'd be really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, then it would be great.
But an hour is a long time to cut.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I could cut an hour from that film.
Talking of films that could do with losing an hour, or two.
What is your worst ever sequel?
It's Howling 2. My Sister is a Werewolf.
Oh my God. Thank you. I think you've picked the worst film I've ever seen in my whole life.
You also picked the film that was the hardest to get.
Oh yeah, we can get it anywhere.
Oh, really? Could you not get anywhere? What about, isn't it on YouTube?
Yeah,
Not on YouTube?
No, it wasn't on YouTube. Actually,
Wasn't
some
on YouTube.
dodgy site where I'm pretty sure it was pirated. You could buy it on Blu-ray from Amazon for like 50 quid. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
I want to know how this came into your life.
Shamefully, it's a film that I've seen more than once.
Wow.
Do
Okay.
you know, I actually weirdly have a kind of fondness for it. I mean, it's shocking.
It's really bad.
So bad. And also, because the first one is so good, it's quite an achievement to just be like, fuck you, the Howling, fuck everything you do. We're gonna piss all over it.
We're going to make a sequel that is absolutely nothing to do with the first one.
Yeah.
I don't even know. How did you come by it? Because I didn't even know it was a thing. When did you watch it first?
I think I must have stumbled on it, like on TV or something.
This is where you find out you owed it on VHS.
Sorry, I tell you that I bought the video. No, I think I did just see it on TV, and I was like, Christopher Lee's in it, brilliant.
Yeah, that was a surprise, especially at the beginning when he's floating in the stars.
He's actually been in quite a lot of bad films.
Yes.
Yeah.
The man had to get paid.
I mean, he did not want to be there, did he? You can see at the point of this, he just gets annoyed with the bad acting and walks off. Like,
It's
there's
so
more
bad.
than one scene where he's just like, "Oh, I'm done with you."
The best bit is I can't remember the exact quote, but it's something where he goes, he's going because spoilers from the first one, the lady from the first film is in a coffin. She's dying, and so he turns up and dying. She's dead. What am I talking about? And Christopher Lee.
That'd be a very different
Lee
film.
turns up and he's like, I have to kill her because she's going to turn into a werewolf. So he's kind of waiting by the gravesite, and the brother of the dead woman says, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He goes, "I have to tell you that I'm afraid your sister is a werewolf." And he's like, "God damn it, that's my sister you're talking about." I was like, this is brilliant dialogue. Yes.
Oh God, it's so bad.
So good. No, I was going to say also, because it's got these kind of sexual werewolf scenes. That are quite long.
Really disturbing.
Really disturbing. But the reason why if you watch it, they kind of like gently paw at each other. They don't really touch each other, and it's because the fur that they had stuck on them was really bad, so it came off really easily, so they had to try and not touch each other.
They sort of like growl at each other, don't they? Like, but don't.
Have you done a
actually
deep dive
touch.
on this film and actually researched it?
Yes, I have actually.
And you know about the Planet of the Apes link?
Yes.
I thought they all looked like Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, they look like.
Basically, they ordered costumes, and the production company sent them what they had, and it was monkeys.
Oh, that
and
makes
apes.
so much sense now.
Yeah, that's why the wolves look more like
More like apes.
more like sexy apes.
That's why you barely ever see the wolves.
There are some really horrific shots in that kind of like threesome sex scene. There's just a recurring shot of a hairy nipple, and I'm like, stop it!
That's throughout the film. I was like, stop showing the nipple.
Stop it!
Talking of nipples,
We'll get to at the ending, aren't we?
yeah.
Yeah, the credits.
So the ending credits, because the playing the kind of evil werewolf, she was a porn star, and they
Sybil
wanted
Danning,
like they wanted her breasts out, and she was like, look, I'm doing a proper film here. I'm doing The Howling too. So you can't have pictures of my breasts. And they went, what about with just one shot? She's like, okay, you can have just one shot. That's it, because I'm acting in a serious film. And then at the end credits, they just do that shot again and again.
17 times, I counted.
Is it 17 times?
17
times.
And
she didn't know until she watched
No,
it.
it was such an amazing fuck you. I mean, I don't approve.
The producer's like, I want to see these breasts 17
I want to
times.
see them 17 times. She wouldn't let us have 17 different shots, so we're just going to use the same one again.
And then they start cutting them to the beat at the end. It's really weird.
Yeah,
It's
it's
really
very
weird.
it's a really strange film. It's like it's made by a like 12-year-old boy who's seen the first one and gone, yeah, I'm gonna have to try this.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. That's exactly what I thought
Horny
when I was watching
12-year-old boy.
Yeah, a horny 12-year-old boy made this movie with his camcorder he stole from his dad.
It's like when they started the movie, they hadn't cast anyone. So even when they get to these countries, wherever they were, they're like, we'll just get this local woman to come and
Czech Republic, or Czechia, when they,
where Christopher Lee was he's a hero because he was in the he killed
Nazis.
Like
he was
the famous
he was
Nazis.
in the SAS, wasn't he? It's so weird.
Can we also talk about Jimmy Nail for a second?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right. That's actually a real banging tune.
No, he's not even the singer though. The band. Yes.
Is he not?
He's the bass player.
Is he?
I think so. I'm
No.
pretty sure there's a shot of him in like the music video bit where he's the bass player.
He's one of the people that gets killed early
Yeah.
on when a box gets dropped on him, and he does an American accent.
Oh, his
Jimmy Nail was
accent's awful.
first
It's worse than
concert I ever
yours,
went to.
Dave. That's saying
Thank you.
something.
Ouch. But that song, I've been
It's
listening to it
banging.
all day.
It's so good. It's such a good song.
I'm howling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is a catchy
that
song.
is great.
And they knew they were on for a winner for the song because it's played throughout the whole film.
Yeah, they do. They go, oh, this is really going for us.
And they keep cutting to it, even though it has no relevance to what's happening.
I mean, there's a lot of random stuff going on in that film that has no relevance to anything at all.
Do you think it was meant to be a vampire film?
It feels
And
like
they
a vampire film.
and the
That's
last
what
minute
I
they
thought.
changed it to a werewolf film.
Yeah, that might. But also, how did they get the rights of making it Howling 2? Also,
What,
'cause
it's a
Howling was
book?
so good. Howling was great. That was a really good film.
I've never seen it.
I've not seen
Yeah,
it, but
oh,
I've heard it's very
guys.
good. Yeah.
You should watch it. Sorry, did you say that you'd seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
It's honestly, it's a really, really good. It's a really good 80s horror movie, but like it's proper good.
So
Okay.
you watched that before this, and you thought,
I saw Howling the first one first, and I was like, this is great. This is
and
a
then you
great
found
horror
out there
movie.
was a sequel.
And I was like, brilliant, bring it on. Very different thing. Very different. Because the first one is kind of scary and clever, and also like a lot of good horror movies is sort of really about other things. And then the second one's just completely batshit.
Okay, so you can answer my question. So this one does follow on.
Oh
from
yeah,
that.
it directly follows on from the first one.
Yeah.
And there's no other character. The brother's not in the previous film.
No.
Is it the friend?
No, none of them.
She's-
It's just his sister.
Who does wake up at one point, right? And then
Yeah,
they
she
leave her.
does.
They leave
Yeah.
her in the box. Do they kill her in the box?
I can't remember, and I don't want to spoil it.
The title of this film is the subtitle of this film is Your Sister is a Werewolf.
That's
or,
one of them. There's many.
Yeah,
names
like
for this
Sturber,
film.
Wolf, Bitch, or whatever it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Like all different. But yeah, Your Sister is a Werewolf, and that's like the first 3 minutes.
I guess it's because the sister is in the first one. It's about her, and she's played by in the first one she's played by the mother of in E.T.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
she's really great. She's great in it. And it's really cool, the first one, because basically she is she's just going to tell you the plot of the first one now.
No, that's
Go
fine.
for it. Go
That's
for it.
good.
So she's a journalist. I think she's a journalist or TV reporter, and she's sort of chasing this serial killer. And then she finds him, and he's clearly a werewolf, and she freaks out and is understandably very traumatized. So her doctor says to her, "Look, why don't you go? I know about this retreat. It's really lovely. You can go with your husband, chill out, get over this nasty thing that's happened to you." And she goes with her husband to this retreat full of slightly sort of eccentric people, but they're a bit more eccentric than she originally thought. Right. So good.
Brilliant. And for anyone, I know it's a podcast and it's not a visual medium, but when Rosie said that, she took a victory slurp of tea then.
When did you see that one? Was that like a teenager?
Yes, I saw it when I was a teenager, and then I watched it again. I think I revisited it again in I think last year or in lockdown 2 or something like that.
Oh wow. Have you ever gone past the second one now? Because I haven't seen any of them, but there's about 4 other sequels.
There's loads, isn't there? No, I haven't. I've been told to. Apparently, they get really batty.
They can't get worse.
How can they get worse? They can't get worse, surely.
No, I think they just. There's one of them is like Werewolves from Space and set in Australia. There's all sorts going on. Have you?
No, I would watch that.
Yeah.
I do have a question about the brother and the friend. Were they in a relationship before they got to the?
No.
Yeah, they weren't. That's just
very
bad.
Bags down, straight to it.
Very bad. I'm gonna blow you away, but I think the script is a bit crap. And their romance is it's just be like, oh no, they're here now, they're together.
They are so stupid, those two as well. They're like, they must be the most trusting people ever. Like, they've had all these horrible experiences. They know they're going to hunt werewolves, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll just go off with you to a graveyard. Like, it's fine, no problem. Like, I'm gonna go and buy her a present. Look after her for me, you obvious werewolf man. Like.
The guy that played the brother played the original Captain America in the crappy 19 whatever straight to TV Captain America films. Yeah,
good for him.
He's got a good jaw.
Have a good jaw.
I wouldn't say she did anything after this.
It's really sad. Well, I think the problem is, after the second one, the other sequels, because now everyone kind of accepted there was a very low bar, so I think they could all have fun with them. I think what was sad about this one was there was a little bit of anticipation for it, because the first one was genuinely well reviewed and well revered by horror fans. So it must have been a bit of a career destroyer.
I feel like now this one, they don't want people to watch it and make you very hard to find it.
It's very hard to find.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to find. I mean, that's so sad. More people should be able to discover it.
Have you ever tried to make someone watch it? Like, again, your flatmate.
I feel like I have tried to make someone watch it. Probably my flatmate.
Bless him.
Lucky Neil.
Does he get a choice in films he watches?
To be fair with me, Neil only likes about 4 films in the world.
And so you're trying to help him out.
I'm trying to sort of go, hey, what? And some good. I tried to get him to watch Galaxy Quest, and he was going, "This is shit." And I was going, "What?
What?
No one can sit in front of Galaxy Quest and say it's shit." And actually, I wish I'd never sat with him in front of it, because he looked so like this.
You see,
and
it
ruins it.
And friendships.
Yes.
You could tell him he's officially wrong.
He's officially wrong.
Yeah. I've got another little question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched like a franchise or a sequel, so you really enjoyed the first one, but then you kind of gave up, but then came back to it along the way? Or if you didn't like the first one, but you enjoyed one of the later films?
Yes, I'm sure that's the case. But what I'm trying to think of films that there have been.
We call this the Fast and Furious question. Because,
because there's so many Fast and Furious.
It always comes back to Fast and Furious 5.
Yeah.
But Mission Impossible's horror franchises, you seem to like a lot of horror films.
Yeah, I do like a lot of horror films. I don't like do you know what? I'm quite old school with my horror. I don't really like new ones. Well, no, that's not true. I like good new ones, like Hereditary or Midsommar. But
Midsommar.
Midsommar's good.
I don't the sort of torture porny ones. No.
The Saws.
Like those. Yeah, no, thank you. No.
Paranormal Activity.
No.
They're quite good.
No. Can't be bothered with it.
They're quite scary because they're not ripping
Final
people apart.
Destination I enjoy, actually. I enjoy Final Destination.
Yeah, all of them? Or...
I've only seen 1, 2 and 3.
I don't even know how many they are. 9 of them?
I think there's like 7.
I feel like that is one of the franchises that's they go the Final Destination, and then there's one after it.
I think there's another one
Yeah,
coming.
yeah,
as
they
well.
keep. That's why it's really confusing. One thing I do tend to do is I might not watch all the films in a sort of, but I will Wikipedia them all. Do you do this? So, for example,
just read the plot on Wikipedia.
So Children of the Corn, I've seen 1 and 2. Neither brilliant films.
No, I retweeted something from Children of the Corn 2 yesterday with a scene with a grandma in a wheelchair.
Oh yes, that one. With
like,
the kids
it's the most outrageous death. I've never seen it before,
so
but I was like,
silly.
this I have to watch at some point. Hopefully,
it is quite enjoyable. But after that, there's so many Children of the Corns, and I kind of wanted to know what they did with all of them, but I thought I know they're just going to be increasingly bad. So I'll just read in the in-depth synopsis on
I've done that
Wikipedia.
when we've had
I'll
to
wait for
watch
the
really
remake.
bad sequels for this podcast.
Yeah.
I have done that because I've gone, I don't have a clue what's happened, so I'm going to go and read the plot on Wikipedia and see if that makes any sense. So yeah, I've used that.
Just to catch up, how do you feel about like the Mission Impossible films and
I've actually lost track.
the
I'm afraid of all
Marvels and the
them.
Bonds?
So Marvel, I think is pretty good actually. I like all the Marvels. I mean, there are a few does, but I think I've seen most of them.
Yeah,
There are some I like more than others. I mean, Iron Man, I just found Tony Stark annoying. But I think what's great about Marvel is it's just so, well, obviously they've got so much money.
Yeah.
But I read this really interesting article on why Marvel was so much better and more successful than DC in terms of kind of putting out good films. And it was saying because Marvel's a lot more collaborative, and so they'll kind of say to their directors, what are your ideas, and let them do whatever they want, where DC is a lot more restrictive in letting people, and it's headed by people who aren't really that interested in comic books.
And it really shows.
Where I think it really shows.
until today they've announced that they've got James Gunn from Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
He's going to be the chairman of that universe now, him and another guy. So they've actually...
Oh, that's a really good idea because he's great.
Oh,
He
does
is-
that mean
he's
we're
great.
not going to get films that are like 60% slow-mo anymore? Because that's basically DC movies, right?
Yeah. So annoying.
And they've announced Henry Cavill is going to be carrying on as Superman. So that's good. I haven't watched Black Adam by the time of recording, so I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
No,
The
I
Rock
don't-
just being The Rock, selling everything. Tequila.
It's just, well, also they're quite humorless, the DC ones. Apart from
Yeah.
I thought Wonder Woman was good. I liked. And the second one, which didn't do so well, I loved this. Do you know what? I weirdly loved the second
Oh,
one.
really?
Oh,
Okay.
bless
Yeah.
you.
So patronising.
patronising,
I
Dave.
stand by it. I know people are sniffy about the second one, but I thought it was bloody great.
Oh,
Birds of Prey's good. And
Birds of Prey's great.
the second Suicide Squad one's good. I'm not sure I agree on the second Wonder Woman one. I just sat there going, oh, when's this going to end? I can't take any more slow-mo, for God's sake.
No more.
have you sat through the
slow-mo.
5-hour Justice League? Zack Snyder.
No,
film?
I did. You know what? I did start it.
Did you
Didn't-
Wikipedia it?
Didn't even Wikipedia it.
I don't
I
blame
think I
you.
fell asleep.
I think I had to
You
watch
did
it over
start
like
it.
5 nights because I kept falling asleep.
You're gonna do it properly, aren't you?
I did it in one sitting.
Wow,
sad, strange
that's
little man.
Really,
Yeah,
that's really impressive.
5 hours.
Impressive.
When I say one sitting, I mean I did have dinner in the middle of it. I went for a walk. Did a few other things. Did the household. Did the washing up. You know,
Yeah,
the good guy that I am.
all the things.
So there's no film you can think of that you enjoyed the latter ones better than the earlier ones.
Well,
We kind of went off topic a little bit.
Well, I did. So Nightmare on Elm Street. I know
yes,
you
let's
guys have
talk
seen
about
it, but Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is great. It's really good.
I don't know which one that is. Which one is
No,
that?
they kind of
It's-
blend
that
into
one's-
one a bit.
It's set in a I think it's set in like a children's psychiatric ward or a hospital, and all the children who start getting visited in dreams by Freddy Krueger. And it's got
I don't think I've seen that
why
one.
have I suddenly forgotten her name?
I'm
Who
actually
is
terrified of Freddy Krueger.
what's not Rosanna Arquette, the Patricia Arquette's in it,
Oh, okay.
and she's great. And Lawrence Fishburne is in it as well, I think.
Oh,
It's great.
Wow.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I was about to say, what's the storyline? But I imagine he just comes in their dreams and kills them one by one.
Yeah, pretty
until
much. But
the
then
final girl at the end.
the
kills him.
doctor is the lead from the first one.
I can't even remember the first one. You know, all I remember for those films are Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And some of the kills, but I don't even know how many there are now.
There's quite a lot.
Yeah, there's a few.
There's New Nightmare, which I think is number 6. That's good as well.
Oh yeah, I've
There's
heard
some
that
good
was
ones
a good
there.
one. But 4 and 5 not as good.
4 I weirdly enjoyed, even though it's a bit pants, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
2's rubbish, and 5 is a bit crap.
How do you watch your franchises? Do you say I'm going to watch them one after a night, like, or you make a sit in, or do you?
I don't. I tend to just as and when.
As and when.
As and when.
Or do you read the Wikipedia beforehand and go, "Oh, that one sounds like a good one. I can."
No, only on ones I don't plan to watch.
I love that. What is your dream sequel?
Raw 2. Raw 2.
Okay.
So I thank you for the first one. I thanked you for giving us our worst sequel, and for this one, I have to say, thank you for my nightmares.
Yes.
It's a really disturbing film, isn't it?
It's a really, really well made film.
Yeah,
but,
it's really
my
good.
God, I just messaged Dave after I watched it and saying, "Well, never watching that again."
Yeah, it's quite unpleasant. It is literally one of those ones where you go, "Yep, I don't want to be doing that again."
Yeah.
No.
It's like one of those evenings when you eat too much cheese and you go to bed and have really weird dreams.
That's so true.
It had the same kind of effect on me that one did. Oh, it's not as bloody as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
it's more fuck you your head kind of thing. Oh God,
but it's really well. I think because it's well made. Yeah, the finger bit is the bad. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
because it's well done. I think that makes it worse. Like if it had been a bit schlocky, and it wouldn't have been so bad.
It's a good film.
Yeah,
but it's disturbing.
Yeah.
How did you see this one? Was it just a
cinema? I went to the cinema to see it because it got good reviews, and actually, but yeah, it was one of those things where I was watching it and I thought, actually, I'm not really enjoying this. I think it's good, but I don't think I'm enjoying it.
But yeah, here we are talking about your dream sequel for it. So what would you like to see in the sequel? Would you like to see more?
I would like
the sisters?
I'd like to know what happened to those characters, and I would like a nice resolution for the central character, and I just want to know what was going to happen with them all, and I just want some romance, because in the first film she's got a crush on her flatmate who's gay,
and then her sister eats
spoiler
him,
alert, he gets half eaten. Yeah, her sister eats him.
That age-old story.
Yeah, I just thought, who's she gonna love? Whose tummy is she gonna bite? You know. Like, just want to know what happened to those guys. Because
the mum's a biter as well.
That's what
the big reveal at the end. The dad's like, "Look at all my scars."
Yeah, he's like, "Well, look, this is how you cope. You just find someone who you could nibble on."
Yeah, just find someone with a sexual perversion that wants you to eat them, essentially. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to see the sequel more on the family as a whole.
Yeah.
I think. And maybe I don't know if they'll let the sister out of prison at some point.
I mean, I'm guessing probably not.
Did she get done for murder or manslaughter?
Even in France, I'm not sure cannibalism is, I think it's frowned upon.
You could go for insanity at that point, can you not? Do you not reckon? If you're eating people, I think the insanity card comes out pretty quickly. I'm not an expert.
I don't know enough about it. There's not been enough cases, has there?
Not really.
I don't know. The French.
It's a very French film, though. I think it feels very French.
It is very French.
So we got the mum. Who's the director? It's Julianne.
She's on her latest film, which I haven't seen, is a woman who likes to have sex with a car.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Again, it sounds very French. Yeah. Julia Ducournau, isn't it?
Yeah.
Julia Ducournau?
Yes. The Tatan is the... Yeah, I don't know if I'll be rushing to see... I didn't rush to see this one.
No.
Um,
Yeah, I'm sorry I inflicted it on you both, really.
it was just
But do you
really
know-
weird.
Do you know what, though? It's really hard, I find, thinking of something you want to have a sequel of, because it's so, when a film's really good, you kind of don't want people to mess with it. And also, as we know, it's upsetting when you go to a sequel and it doesn't meet the expectations of the first. So you either want a sequel of a crap film that's going to improve upon it,
Yeah.
or
But how rare is that?
film, yeah,
Yeah.
or a film where you go, I just really want to know what happens to those characters.
I think the beauty of having the dream sequel question is you can make it the sequel you want it to be. So it's not going to be a crap sequel because it's
really
your
nice.
choice.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we're going to get the funding together and make this movie. I will never watch it, but
Well, you can come. I'll invite you to the premiere. It's going to be in a graveyard, or rather, an abattoir.
An abattoir.
Oh
yeah.
my god, that'd be amazing.
A vet school. Yeah.
I know a lot of people watched this and then went, "Oh, I'm going to go vegan afterwards or whatever."
Really?
Yeah,
But the whole point is the fact they tried to go vegan, and as a result, they went bloody mental. The first bit of meat they had.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you. First thing I did after watching Super Size Me all those years ago was going to have a McDonald's like instantly. I didn't go and eat someone's leg after this one.
No.
Yeah. The one film that almost made me go vegetarian was Okja. Have you seen that? I think it's called Okja.
With a pig. On
Yeah,
Netflix,
that
yeah.
I almost did go vegetarian after that, because that was I think that's quite a good advert for.
It is,
not
but then I was
eating.
like, this is not a real pig. And if you ignore that, what they were trying to say about the film,
Yeah.
it's fine. Plus, I really like meat.
Yeah, me too. No, me too. Problem is now all the awareness this has done is made me feel more guilty when I eat my meat that I continue to eat.
A BLT.
I love it.
Yeah. So when you watched this one, so you read the reviews going in? Did you know what it was about?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
wow.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be quite so disturbing though, which is silly because obviously a film about someone who likes to be a cannibal is going to be a bit disturbing.
Did you think it was going to be more like eaty people? More
Yeah,
people
and I thought it might be a bit more, a bit more fun, a bit more like, oh, she's a bit of a feminist awakening.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you which film I really like. Teeth. Have you seen Teeth?
Oh, I have. I saw Teeth in the cinema.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it a date movie, Rich?
No, it was not a date movie. I think I went on my own.
Oh, it's so good.
I came out of it going, oh my God.
Yeah. The problem with that film is I loved it so much, but whenever I try and tell people about it to explain them why they should see it, I can see them looking
you wanna
less
try
like
now?
they want to. Yeah. So, okay. So it's about this girl. She's really sweet. She's really sort of virginal. She's very Christian American, but like not in a mocking way. She's clearly just sort of sweet and naive and loves Jesus and great. And then some guy sort of tries to rape her, and that's when she realizes that her vagina has teeth, and it chops his penis off. And then it's about her slowly, because she's like, she doesn't mean to keep biting off, because she's really pretty. She doesn't mean to keep biting off men's penises, but they keep, they keep being dicks. Yeah, so she chops, her vagina goes, but then through the course of the movie, well, I don't want to spoil it too much actually, but she basically, she becomes more empowered. But it's so satisfying because the men in it are so awful. And you do root for her, so it's just, and also it's really funny. It's really funny.
It's a unique selling point, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a funny movie, but it is about, there are quite a few penises that get chopped off.
I mean, mostly justified. In fact,
Yeah,
all
that's
justified.
the thing. You don't. Isn't it not anybody's? No one nice gets their penis chopped off.
You said something interesting a minute ago. You said that you were rooting for the girl in Raw.
Yeah.
Were you rooting for her?
Yeah, because you do feel.
Did you want
for
her to get over the?
Yeah, and also
the
because
cannibalism.
and also like her sister's obviously a bit disturbed, but her sister's a bit of a dick to her, and also I think the film plays quite well the kind of alienation of being somewhere where you don't really fit in.
Yeah,
and
she's only there because of her parents, really.
Yeah,
it's a family thing.
Yeah.
And the bit that really stuck with me is the bit when she's watching the video of what she was doing when she was drunk, and they're trying to feed her.
It's horrible. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this poor girl being bullied, but she's the one. I know. And I thought the dog was going to be a dinner at some point.
Yeah.
And I felt sorry for the other dog getting shot.
Oh, God. It just made me think, like, I never want to go to vet school. Christ.
No.
Looks like a dystopian nightmare.
It does look grim. Also, how stupid parents. Why did they should have been like, maybe they're going to you find some meat there.
Yeah, give us some warning.
somewhere.
Christ.
Yeah.
Give her a heads up.
Yeah. Like, by the way, the reason you've never eaten meat is because you might turn into a psycho cannibal crazy person.
Yeah.
Did they rely on the sister too much at that point to trying to talk her through it?
Yeah, I think so. But then she could have just never discovered meat, full stop. That's
Oh yeah. And it was the bit when all the blood dropped on her. Was that the first time it really awakened? Or
it was when
the,
she has to
the
eat
taste
the
of it?
it was the taste. It was when she has to
the raw
eat
meat.
raw. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just put it together.
It's like a rabbit's kidney or something, isn't it? Like...
Rich only, when we spoke about it the other day, pointed me out that the crash at the beginning is the doing of the sister.
Yeah, so the sister lies in the road
Yeah.
and gets people to crash, doesn't she? And then
Yes.
eats them, basically. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
Does she eat them? Or does she just nibble them?
I
think she-
And then-
think she
I
full
think
on
she
eats them.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
the sequel could go proper extreme and just to have the family be like, fuck it.
Fuck it. Let's throw caution to the wind. Come on.
Let's eat people.
Let's do this.
I mean, it'd be French, so like you said, it'll be filmed really well. It'll be sounds nice. Everyone act really good. Subtitles always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this might be our first subtitle film, Rich. Is it?
I don't know. Maybe. Look at that, bringing some class to the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Those were Rosie Holt's Unequal Sequels. I mean, I don't know about you, mate, but that might have been one of my favourite recordings ever.
Oh, it was so funny, wasn't it? She's so funny.
My cheeks hurt from laughing. I had so much fun doing that podcast. It was great. Rosie is fantastic.
I'm so thankful that we got her to record with her because we had limited time. So we didn't get a normal amount of time, but what we did get, like, oh my God.
Gold. Absolute gold.
She's so funny. Guys, go check out her podcast, Non-Censored. It's hilarious. It's very political, stand-up kind of. Oh, mate. And people believe... it's so good.
Yeah, like her videos on Twitter. If Twitter still exists when this podcast comes out,
She's going to be on Instagram. She's on Instagram. Go check her out on Instagram.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, her videos are pretending to be a Tory MP are just brilliant. And what's also brilliant, you know, they say you should never read the comments. Read the comments because there are so many people out there who really genuinely believe she's actually an MP. And yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah. And her picks, man. Good picks. Good. What a ride.
There's a theme. We all know how much I love horror.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've been on a journey, mate, with these picks.
So, Evil Dead 2, great. Classic. Brilliant.
Yeah, Evil Dead 2, brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a great watch. The Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf / Sturber Wolf Bitch / whatever the hell other name it's got.
Yeah.
Oh my Christ, it might be the worst film I've ever seen in my whole life. Not just on this podcast, my whole life. Oh my God, it's awful.
It was so far it's the hardest film we've had to find on the internet. We had to go down some dark alleys to find it. It was not obvious. Because it's just rubbish. Everything about Christopher Lee doesn't know what's going on. He's looking around in amazement for most of it.
There's a point about 10 minutes in where you can see in his eyes that he's just given up. And from that point on, he just doesn't care. He just couldn't give a shit. There's actually one point in the movie where I swear he just walks off. Like, I don't think that's in the script. I genuinely think he just got so annoyed he walked off.
Yeah. If you want to see something truly horrific film wise, go find it, watch it, guys. I don't think we did it justice because obviously limited time. We could have spoken about that film
we could have talked about that film for hours. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we should do a podcast a minute by minute of The Howling 2.
I tell you what, that might be a good one for another slice.
Oh, you lucky people.
If that is the sort of thing you guys out there like to hear, then that's the sort of thing we could do.
Yeah. And then her dream pick, Raw. Never seen it myself.
No, I hadn't seen it before we watched it for this podcast, and I mean, in complete contrast, an incredibly well-made film, an incredibly good film, but almost too well-made and too good, because it gave me the heebie-jeebies.
It really did, mate.
Oh no. I appreciate it's great. I never, ever, ever want to watch it again. It made me feel very icky.
Yeah, it was not good. But thank you, Rosie, for your time. We really appreciate it. You're brilliant. Go see her on stand-up if you can. She's been doing the circuit. She did a sold-out run in Edinburgh recently. She's amazing, hilariously funny. We're going to try and get her on again at some point to do something, because it was just so much fun.
It was so fun. It was, honestly, I hope it comes across in this episode about how much fun and how much we enjoyed that. Because genuinely, after we'd recorded, I was just happy. It was just so good. I really enjoyed it. Great conversation. So funny. And Rosie is brilliant. We can't praise her enough. So if you're a big Rosie fan, and you should be, and if you're not, go out and check her out and become a big Rosie fan, and you just kind of dropped in on this podcast just to kind of see what it was about, well, we've got loads more episodes. There's loads of interviews with other brilliant comedians and other brilliant folk, all talking about their best, worst and dream sequels. Go back and listen to those. There's also loads of extra episodes of me and Dave just rambling on about sequels in general. And if you like all that, you really, really like all that stuff, we've also got a load of extra bits and sequels to our episodes. Sequels to sequels, get it? Yeah?
Genius.
On Another Slice. So if you go to anotherslice.com/unequal sequel, we've got a little subscription service, only $2.99 a month, and you'll get every single episode we do, you'll get a little extra sequel to that. We're also planning loads of extra bits as well, and potentially a watch along for Howling 2. Whoa, that'll be wild. If you want to get in touch with us, if there's anything in this episode you want to talk to us about, want to get in touch, get on the social medias. If Twitter still exists when this goes out, because it rapidly seems to be disappearing up its own arse, then we are on Twitter at Unequal Sequel. We're also on Instagram if Twitter disappears, at Unequal Sequel, or you can drop us an email, unequalsequel@hotmail.com. We're going to be investigating other social medias to go on, but me and Dave are rubbish at social media, so we don't know where we're going to go next. But hey, we'll find one and we'll let you know where it is. You can also, if you feel like it, if you love this podcast, or if you even just think this episode was okay, give us a little rating, 5 stars, a little heart, a little tick, write us a review. Just makes it easier for new listeners to find us, and we'd really appreciate that. Tell your friends, tell your nan, tell your dog's best mate's sister, I don't know, anyone. Tell them, get them to listen. We'll love you forever.
I think that's what we're going to have to start doing, just shouting in the streets soon.
Just word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth.
Social media's down the toilet. Yeah. Just start driving around town with a megaphone.
Yeah. When you do that bit now, I can literally have a walk, I reckon.
I think you probably could. It's
I'm
so
trying
long
to
now.
go to the toilet, make myself a drink. But yes, guys, thank you for listening. You're all favourites. Another Slice people. You're my favourite people. So keep on going. Go check that out. I've got nothing else to say, Rich. You got anything else to say?
No, that's it.
Okay, it is a Zdrazo from me. Serbian, apparently.
Oh,
I'm pretty
nice.
sure I massacred that one, so apologies, people from Serbia. And it is a bye-bye from him.
Bye!
We're going to go and see what a mastodon is, and see if we can understand it.
It's a dinosaur, isn't it? Mastodon?
I think it's a dinosaur. See you on the next one. Bye-bye. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a dinosaur, isn't it?
I think so. I'll look it up. We'll see.
If not, I'm just going to have to hire a town crier or something to get us. Like a massive bell.
Yeah, coming soon to a city near you. The Unequal Sequel Town Crier.
Oh, brilliant.